Welcome to a review of the maintenance requirements for the CCMP with the Association of Change Management Professionals. If your CCMP is up for renewal or you're interested in maintaining your certification as you go, there are certain things you need to do. Today, I will demonstrate where you can report your professional development units and share the categories for PDU reporting. Our goal is to make this process as easy for you as possible. Today, we will be covering digital badges and e-certificates. We will go through the CCMP renewal and maintenance process, the PDU categories, and all of the supporting documentation that you will need. If you have any questions at any time, you are welcome to email askccmp@acmpglobal.org. If you've not already done so, you can download your digital badge. Thanks to ACMP's relationship with Credly, you can now proudly share your accomplishment as a digital badge. Not only can these digital badges be shared across social media platforms in an easy, verifiable, and secure way, but badges are also connected to job opportunities based on the skills associated with the certification. Certified individuals can print a PDF version of their certificate directly from our candidate management system. For example, if you need to share a copy with someone, you can download it, print it, or email it. In just a couple minutes, I will share where you can download this certificate. During each 3-year period, certificants must renew their certification, complete 60 professional development units, and record them in ACMP's online system. The renewal fee is due at the end of the 3-year period and is $100 for members and $150 for non-members. If you're not a member of ACMP, it's a great idea for you to join. There are many benefits of membership with ACMP. For instance, we have monthly webinars that are free to you. You can access our resource library with recordings of the webinars, white papers, and presentations from years of events and conferences. You can also get discounts to ACMP conferences and use our online member community called ACMP Connect. This is where you can engage in many communities and conversations with your peers, as well as find and share resources and templates with your peers. There are 3 primary PDU categories: education, giving back to the profession, and working as a change management practitioner. Each category contains a variety of activities that qualify for PDUs. The best way to understand what kind of PDUs and supporting documentation you need is to look in the candidate handbook. In a minute, I'll show where you can find that handbook on our website. Some examples of education are attending a webinar, reading a qualified magazine or article, and attending one of ACMP's conferences. Some examples of opportunities you can use for giving back to the profession are volunteering with ACMP. You can be a member at on one of our committees, either at the global level or with a chapter. Mentoring and speaking at a conference, hosting a workshop, or even a webinar will count towards giving back to the profession. You can see more in this chart that is found in the candidate handbook. For all PDU hours, supporting documentation is needed. PDUs for the CCMP are self-tracked and reported. Supporting documentation is to be maintained by the certificant. We don't ask for all of the supporting documentation in every category up front when you are submitting your PDUs, but random PDU audits are conducted. At that time, you will be required to show documentation. You want to make sure that you have all of the documents ready if you are selected for an audit. One helpful feature is that you can enter your PDUs as you earn them throughout the 3 years. But please note that you can't renew until you are at least 30 days from your expiration date. You can earn PDU credits by attending our QEP provider courses, and there is a nice variety to choose from. The courses are from all over the world, and they are evaluated to make sure they align with the standard. Now, to the CCMP website. This is where I will show you where you can find various things that I've mentioned so far. If you go to the website and look under the certification dropdown, you'll find CCMP Maintenance, and this is the page that I'm on currently. At the top of the page, you'll find different links to things. I'll point out a couple of them. I mentioned before that the candidate handbook has a lot of information you can look through, in particular, more description on what's eligible for PDUs. Also, this is where you'll find our standard and code of ethics that you can download for free. If you scroll down just a bit, you'll find where you can log into our candidate management system. Clicking that button will take you to a new page that is called CCMP and QEP Hub. And this is where you will be able to work on your application for CCMP. You can also find your courses here for your PDUs underneath QEP Change Management Courses. Click Find Courses and up will pop all of our QEP providers that you can look through and find the QEP course that you're interested in for your PDUs. To the right side over here, this is where you log into the candidate management system and work on adding in your PDUs for your renewal. Enter in your username and password, and then you can log in. In the system, you will see a screen that tells you about yourself here. You can see in this example, this person received their CCMP back in 2016, and they've actually allowed their CCMP to expire and lapse. So that is not what you want to happen. So make sure you pay attention to your expiration date and renew before the expiration date. Right here, you'll see CCMP certificate. That's that e-certificate that I showed you. And you will have a link right here that you can download that certificate. We don't see it in this example because this person expired. Next, I'll show you what the application looks like. So at the top of the application, you'll see this dashboard that shows you that you need 60 PDUs. In this example, this person has only earned 7 so far. If you click Show Limits right below that, you'll see that it'll show more detail on the different areas that we've discussed. So for example, in the education, 30 hours are needed. As part of that, 10 hours can be used for reading. So this person has submitted 6 hours of reading so far and 1 under education. The other sections, giving back to the profession and working as a change management practitioner, are below that as well. So underneath that, you will find the different areas that we've mentioned: education and reading and giving back to the profession and working as a change management professional. So at the top of each section, there is a blue button that you'll click first. So this one says Add Education or Webinar Activity. When I click that, this box will open up, and the first thing you want to do is select the type of education you've received. So if you click either classroom or online training, you will have popped up will be a list of all of our QEPs that you can use for PDUs. So you can scroll through this list and find the QEP that you took and select that QEP, and it will then be inserted down here below. I'm going to open this up again because I want to show you what else is available. So for example, you can click on webinar if you've gone to some webinars, and then you'll have a pop-up that you'll have to tell us about that webinar or other education things that you've gone to. So let's just try webinar first. If you click webinar and search, it's going to show you this line down here where you have webinar, and you'll click select, which then is adding that webinar to the list below. So scroll down and you'll see a new line called webinar has been added. And then you'll click this gray button called awaiting details. And there you'll tell us about the title of the webinar, the date you completed it, and the number of PDUs. Each PDU corresponds with the number of hours that you spend on that activity. So if you've attended a webinar for 1 hour, you would put 1 here for the PDUs. And when you're done, you can either click Save and Finish Later or Submit. The next section is for reading, and you're going to do it the same way by clicking the blue button that's called Add Activity. And when you do that, what it will do is create a new line below in that section. So we'll go down and you'll see that new line called Reading is added there. We'll again click Awaiting Details, where we say more about what you've read. Here you'll put the title, the name of the author, an outline of what you've learned from the reading, and a link if you have it, the date that you finished the book or article, and the number of hours that you spent reading that. That's your number of PDUs for that reading. And then when you're done, you'll click submit. You can do that as many times as you want. If you've read several books or several articles, you can do that multiple times to reach the hours that you need. Giving back to the profession works in a similar way. You click add activity. It will add a line down here. And so then you're going to want to click the gray button, entering details. In here, for giving back, you're going to want to put the title of what you did, describe the activity that you completed, and then here you can see that you can select a category of that participation, giving a presentation, mentoring, volunteering, creating content. If none of these work for what you did, you can click other and then describe the activity. You'll put in the completion date, the number of hours, and then also who is a contact that you worked with there. When you're done with that, you can click submit. Again, you can do that as many times as you need to reach the hours that you need for giving back. Finally, here you'll click the blue button again underneath PDU Change Management Experience. That will add a line down here for entering PDU work experience. On this section, just type in the experience name. And under role, you can choose from change management lead or practitioner. You can click other as well and describe the name if neither of these work. You'll have to put in the start and end date, the name of the organization, and then there's a section here for summary description. This is where you can use up to 500 words to describe the initiative. What were the objectives and the intended outcomes, and the description of what you did to achieve those outcomes. Here you'll upload proof of employment that you worked in that role, and when you're done, you'll click submit. The final part of renewing your CCMP is there is a statement of understanding to read and accept. And then at the bottom, of which you can't see because this person is actually expired, is the area where you would submit payment for that renewal. And that's it. That's what the application looks like in our system. So as we wrap up, I just want to remind you that you can follow us on these different social media outlets and stay informed on what's going on with ACMP. And as a reminder, please use Ask CCMP at acmpglobal.org anytime that you have questions about your CCMP or anything related to ACMP that you would like to ask. I appreciate your time and hope this was helpful to you. Thank you very much and have a wonderful day.